Okay. Oh, foe AoE. Generates blast on the target when using wand, rod, or scepter, doing a modest amount of damage to all enemies in a small area. And this is a scepter. And you have a rapier. Interesting. Okay. All right, Pasca.
Greetings.
Hello, and welcome to the innkeeper looks at. Oh, it's you. Tedfrith told us what you did for him. Oh, it's you. I thought it was should have been looking at the exclamation point, so I read it like, oh, it's you. When it should have been, oh, it's you. Tedfrith told us what you did for him. Such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tedfrith said he wanted to whip you up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughed. So, what would you like? I'd like a room, please. I could use some reliable help. You know of anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can't speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. I'll just... Oh, okay. And we leveled up.
Hello.
Okay, well. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. Actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Tenfrith's the big draw. I'm sure he'll get the big crowds back again in no time. Yeah, the big crowds. Big crowds of those who know of him. Anyways, I used to work the tables actually until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs behind it, pinning after him. Poor old girl. Oh. Yep. You make your own companions. I'm ruining a custom party this run. Running a custom party. Okay. The place ended up in my hands somehow. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. And please, sit where you like. Would you like to drink, a room, or we have two available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by way of good meal today. She sighs. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. Could see what you have for sale. I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. Got the finest cook in Direwood. Oh. How much money do I have? Oh, right here. Typos are going to be the death of me one of these days. I understood what you meant, though, so no worries there. No worries. For 300... Oh. So that's what food does? Interesting. Plus 2 con, plus 1 perception, plus 5 max health for 150 seconds. Oh god. That'll be good. I should probably level up though. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. Really? Close of Eternity. One of the few games where it's a good idea to fight drunk. Yes, I saw the alcohol. That was crazy. Savior replied to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Well, thank you. So what's your name? Aloth. Okay, so I need to... I meant to... That's your name? Yes, we'll just go with it. All right, boom. We got 6 more points, and we'll probably go ahead and just boop and boop. Next. Oh. Oh. Instant aura. Okay, the Paladin's intense and pure conviction instills clarity of purpose in him and all her allies, increasing their accuracy and okay, a modal ability is one that causes effects to occur continuously while it is active. For example, a Paladin's zealous auras grants bonuses to everyone near them for as long as they are active. Model abilities are often grouped so that only one model ability in category can be active at any given time. These groupings are reflected by how the abilities are organized on the action bar. Interesting. Plus 6 accuracy, plus 15% of grazes converted to hits. That seems pretty good. This also seems really good now. Especially since I started fighting that bear. Oh god, that was okay. Maybe we go for lay on hands? This also seems really good. So you know what? I think we'll go with this. Oh, that's it? Okay, you. Oh, I suppose we can go with that. You're a wizard, so... Oh, spells. Oh, I can get 2 more spells? Oh. Oh, these will... Oh. Spirit shield? Plus 3 damage reduction, plus 30 concentration. 100 aim. Plus 15% accuracy for 13 seconds. Here. Infused with vital essence. A caster plus 50 maximum endurance, plus 50 max health. Plus 25 deflection until hit or critically hit for 78 seconds. Curse of Blackened Sight is so good. Oh. 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 Bow AoE. Blinded for 20. Oh. That does seem really good. We'll go with it. Yeah, we'll pick that spell. Creates a rebounding ball of fire, inflicting burn damage upon anyone in its path. Oh, no, thank you. Bewildering spectacle, area of effect, interrupt. Foe AoE, confused for 6.5 seconds. Confused. The confused afflictor makes the character behave erratically. Every 6 seconds, the target checks randomly to do one of the following: behave normally, attack an ally, walk in random direction, or do nothing. Oh. Sure. Okay. Okay. Do. Oh, well, with this little party makeup, we need to do this. They blind and their stats are nerfed. Nasty. That does sound nasty. Hello, you two. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, and tinctures and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other. Careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties out once more, and one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out the bare house. Straining her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen. Anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speckle on an island, and tries not to jump. Orochi, Lord of Destruction. I want to get back into this series. I've never finished 2. Also, hello. Well, hello to you too, Orochi. How are you today? Welcome. I've never played this game, so I don't. I've been wanting to for a while. Welcome. How are you today? Happy New Year? Oh, yes. Happy New freaking year. Yes. Oh, God. Yes. 2020 is over with, and now we're on to 2021. Hopefully, it's a better year. With all sorts of new stuff coming out. New president, new vaccine, new COVID. Oh, wait. That's the same. Well, we're good. Hopefully, it's a better year. Okay, as you near, you feel a vibrant... Okay, so reach out for the soul. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction on how to use a bow. Construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about the proper stance and how most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, gaining the woods. Blue eyes squinting against the sun, a shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Losing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. Oh no, the boys laugh, turning to joke with a man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Wow! That's an interesting ability. If you needed help, I also know a bunch about this first one. It's a great game. Please, I will definitely need help. I know absolutely nothing. I've just been sort of just been going along with it. Also, kind of figuring things out. And what difficulty am I starting with? I am playing on normal. I would play it on at least a slightly more difficult, but I'm kind of on a crunch. I'm playing a Paladin. Ought to be interesting. But yes, I am on a bit of a crunch because playing a Paladin. I'm on a bit of a crunch because I want to get through this game. I want to get through 2. And then after 2, I need to try and finish up another playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker in turn-based mode. Nice, he completed the Bleak Walker, I think. Ooh. So did Crusader. But yeah, I got 3 games I need to try and finish up before Pathfinder Woder comes out. Oh my goodness gracious! Why did that Blackguard? Why did that get blocked? Twitch is still trying to figure out its algorithm and what words to block and what not. Anyways. Okay, so that's an interesting ability. Roaches scatter and flee under the crate. You think we ought to get ourselves... Oh my god, more? Twitch be twitching? Yeah, Twitch be twitching. I really hope you enjoy this. Oh, I'm already enjoying this. I'm having a blast. I just didn't exactly enjoy the story part where I ran into the tree full of hanging people. Ugh. More story. I mean, apparently it's definitely showing us that we can actually use that ability a little bit more. But interesting. Mr. Pet, Mr. Pet. Oh God! Back inside. Get back inside. I shall not miss Pet. No. Oh, is it the hound? This hound stares intently at the uncovered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. Pet the dog. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. I'm sorry, girl. I don't think he's coming back. The dog whines softly again, held tilted. Well, you can come with me. Maybe we'll find him on the way. The dog ears perk up. It trots over to you and barks happily. You gained an item. Black Hound added to my inventory. Wait, what? What? Okay. 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 Well. I guess that's the thing. My pets just get put into my inventory. Oh, all right. Okay, so visions and whispers. After surviving an explosion outside of the ruins of Celant, I experienced a vision. Since then, I've been hearing sounds with no source and seeing things that aren't there. Seek help for my condition. This is not the illness that struck me at the wagon. This is something new, an affliction of the mind, perhaps. With luck, someone will avail. Okay, the magistrate advised me to get some rest while I wait for permanent accommodations. That may be the best thing to put an end to this illness as well. Just shove it to the bag, and just shove the dog into the bag of holding, right? Yep. Yeah, don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. 3 months later, hey, I just thought of it. Do you remember that dog you stuffed in your bag? Oh, no. Anyways, I suppose we just... Come on. Yeah, that is weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the weirdest thing in this game so far. Just put a pet in your bag. Wonder if by the end of this game we'll have a bunch of pets. Alright, so I suppose I don't really have much else to do except rest. So... Think other companions can equip pets? Nope. This one cannot. That's okay. Let's go ahead and rest up.
Good day, stranger.
I'd like room, please. Certainly, you're always welcome. Inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a longer time and affect the entire party. Lasts for 2 rests. Do I want the 2 resolve, or do I want the 1 perception, 1 mechanics? Let's go this one. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, you hear her head snaps up. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets on your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Interesting. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her nose. Bloated purple flesh of her neck worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen. Bulges over the rope. Linen bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. Pierce a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth, and you feel somehow that you can reach out and touch it. So what is this? So we can just talk to souls or something? Huh. You feel somehow that you can reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. Yep, we're looking apparently into like a dream or something. Congrats, you can talk to dead people. I see dead people. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How were you able to speak to me? Is she gonna... Okay, if I say this, is she gonna just reverse and say, no, it's the other way around?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I need to understand something that's happening to me. That's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, no, not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on, some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how.
So a watcher can see souls.
A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What did you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I think I survived a bivouac. You know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
Click. Oh. I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. And seeing her blank expression as she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer.
Weird dead humor, that's what this is. I like it.
Well, I came where I was
Weirdly
needed,
enough.
didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
I'm gonna guess nothing.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe,
She's
blessed
good-natured
with a
about it?
beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
What is an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations. Miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no?
Deerwood, not Dire.
I love the Valian Republics for many things, But their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear. Of course, dear.
Well, I guess that's it.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Galadra closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the news. And your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Zircon was granted Crucible of the Soul. Aloth looks at you through narrow eyes. Are you all right? You seemed lost just now. I'm a watcher. His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin, and I expect that explains how you survived a bivouac, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about Watchers? Only that they're rare and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, as you just demonstrated. I suppose let's continue. Crucible of the Soul. The Watcher unravels the vital essence of his or her enemies, gaining endurance in the process.